Hello, folks. Welcome to the first episode of 2024 version of Spreadin the Baseball News with Larry. 大家你好，很久没跟你们联系。事实呢，我3年都没有回台湾。今年1月份我终于回去台湾，刚好就是你们选总统的时候，我也回去投票。但是我不告诉你我选谁，开个玩笑，我没有回去投票，但是我回去在台北在台湾待了1个多礼拜，台湾还是很好的一个地方。那么我回来美国，我们刚好就是 baseball season is starting. In fact, we're in the second week of the season, and since I've been back in the States, I've been watching a number of games early in the morning from Taiwan. I see the Unilions are off to a good start, leading the league. Guardians are struggling. And I've been sort of following some of the players you may recall that I was interested in the past couple of years. I noticed that Linanka, I think he was hurt a good part of last year. It's off to a good start. I think he is second in the league in home runs and tied for the league in lead RBIs, a player I like. Another player, John Kunyu, not off to a great start, not a great year, but one of the things I like about him is that it just shows you sort of like in the States, Jose Altuve and Mookie Betts said, little guys can succeed. I'll talk about a couple of other players in a second. I'm also going to comment on watching the games, and I think I've commented this before, both from watching on TV and from attending games in Taiwan, is the games in Taiwan, it's more of a family event, unlike Major League Baseball here in the States, where it's becomes a little bit, could be a little bit raucous at times, no doubt spurred on by alcohol consumption. More of a family event in Taiwan. And in fact, in all the good sense, it reminds me of the minor leagues here in the States. Very family oriented. For any of you who've been to minor league games, AA, AAA, very similar to what goes on in Taiwan. I get a kick out of the end of the game, the most valuable player. Although it does remind me, for those of you who are hockey fans, of 3 stars of the game. Of course, the player comes out and poses for a photograph, so I get a kick out of that. The other nice thing about the games on television is how you handle the broadcast of the strike zone. Here in the States, a very annoying, I find at least, very annoying technological advance, I'm not even convinced that it is, of showing the imaginary strike zone right over home plate in this little box, which is often inaccurate and really misleading. What I happen to like about the broadcast from Taiwan is you don't have that box over home plate and shadowing the batter, but you have it on, at least when I'm watching it, on the left-hand side of the screen, which then shows where the pitch was, whether it was a strike or not. And I think that's much better, less distracting, really enables you to, at least from television, to get an idea of whether the pitch was a ball or a strike by actually watching where the ball, if the ball crosses home plate, and whether it's between the knees and the letters. So I think that's a much better approach, and I wish it would be adopted here in the States. A couple players I've been watching as well, a couple of pitchers. You may recall a couple of years ago talked to a young pitcher on brother Wu Zhenhui. Relief pitcher, but showed some stuff. And a couple of pitchers I've seen actually for the Guardians. One is Zheng Junyue, and I thought for a young pitcher he showed some stuff. And again, not a starter but a reliever. And another pitcher, Huang Baoluo. I just saw him pitch like 1 inning. I did see he was reassigned to the minors. Looking at his stats, he's pretty young, so I imagine trying to get some more experience down in Taiwan's minor leagues. Another player on the brothers that I did notice, center fielder Yue Zhenghua, and I'm not sure how much he can hit, but certainly looked to have some speed, seemed to cover the outfield pretty well. So these are some of the players just randomly I've sort of been picking out and watching, which I'll be following. So in the interim, I hope to, I should say I hope to have another episode in the next week or so. I'll be watching games here in the States early in the morning. In the interim, as I start to say, if anyone has some comments on players I want to talk about, I'd love to hear from you. And then, so hopefully until the next episode, my Yankees will stay in first place, thanks in part to Juan Soto and Volpe, both having excellent starts to the year. So, till next time, 再见.